I'm going to tell you about the valid health concerns when using an FDM 3D printer. FDM 3D printers heat up plastics and deposit them in layers to build whatever designs you may concoct. It's a long process and it generates fumes, which means you are inhaling the processing plastic that you smell. Using an FDM 3D printer, you'll be adding another source of plastic contamination to your daily routine, household environment, and subsequently the rest of us. I got into 3D printing because it does not require a lot of space and you can do it on your desk in one tiny apartment. However, none of the 3D printer manufacturers or filament manufacturers are very informative about the true cost of 3D printing. Many manufacturers started marketing desktop 3D printers, but none of them seems to have placed the loud and clear warning on the box that the 3D printers or filaments are health factors. And therefore, I'm proposing some changes in the retailing system to protect all of us. And these changes are universal, they're not relating only to 3D printers. There is a show on Netflix that addresses human sexuality and reproduction, and it mentions that the entire male population has decreased in fertility by about 40 to 50%. In this show, they mention that the main culprit of this decrease is the use of plastics. There you go, 3D printers use plastics. We are contaminated with plastics through touching, eating, breathing, and sleeping. And I'll enumerate the 3 most harmful known chemical compounds in plastics and their side effects in no particular order. Phthalates, absorbed through skin, touching, linked to hormone disruption and reproductive harm in baby boys. And since most of my audience is male, you may want to pay attention and spread the word. These plastic contaminants are also transmitted from mother to fetus during pregnancy. Like for example, your coffee maker or all coffee makers are made of plastics. And it's ironic because the coffee mug where the coffee drips is made of glass. However, the frame onto which the water boils is made of plastic. And that plastic, it's really high temperature melting plastic and it probably has some damaging compounds. Phthalates are used in a variety of household applications such as shower curtains, vinyl upholstery, adhesives, floor tiles, food containers and wrappers, anybody Ziploc bags, and cleaning materials. Personal care items containing phthalates include perfume, eyeshadow, moisturizer, nail polish, liquid soap, and hairspray. I wonder if shower gel uses it, just to make sure they cover you with it on your entire body and then it absorbs through skin. BPA and BPS are hormone disruptors linked to breast cancer, early puberty, and infertility. And they are even contained in the paper cup plastic lining. Even though you're not using foam cups, you're using paper cups, but those have this shit in them, as well as cash register thermal receipts. So touching. PVC. PVC is used to make pipes, polyvinyl flooring and siding, hoses, cable coatings, medical devices, and plumbing and automotive parts. It is used to make material for upholstery, housewares, shower curtains, raincoats, toys, school supplies, food packaging, and shoes. On the website branchbasics.com, you will find a list of 19 items that we take for convenience on our daily use. And these are properly illustrated in the picture below, and they're all containing phthalates. Furthermore, in the Quora forum, this concern has been raised as well. There's a very concerning answer given by John Barton, CEO at Alt LLC, an additive manufacturing company in Santa Barbara, California. This summarizes that 3D printing and filaments are harmful. John Barton also quotes the title of Airborne Emissions of Carcinogens and Respiratory Sensitizers During Thermal Processing of Plastics. And since 3D printing, or FDM 3D printing, is a thermal process, you've just added another very major source of contamination to your daily routine and your household. The easy solution is to isolate the 3D printing from anyone in the household while is doing his 3D printing. But this only adds to the problem because it reinforces the silly belief that we are somehow separate from nature and the outside can process all the junk we throw at it. The real solution would be to eliminate the toxic compounds completely from ingredients and manufacturing processes. So no one is really safe anywhere in the world, and the responsibility really becomes completely ours to vote no with our wallets. Recently I purchased some PETG on the cheap at almost $16, but it is made in China, and the concern is if it contains all that bad shit that we're afraid of. And I suspect it does, but it is my fault because I should have suspected that $16 filament can only be made in some obscure factory with who knows what kind of toxic ingredients. The lightning rod by Ben Franklin was a great invention in saving lives, houses, and towns. It works on the basic principles that the planet can exchange any number of electrons from any number of lightning strikes without any long-lasting side effects that we know of. But it is very clear that the same principle does not apply to all these chemical compounds, because these chemicals become part of nature's chain and travel through air, water, flora, and fauna, affecting all of it, including us. So we are literally sowing the branch from underneath us with the cheapest price and convenience. Recently, I helped a buddy of mine change his drain pipe and he opted for a PVC pipe. We think that if that shit goes into the ground, the earth will somehow magically take care of it. But these compounds are made to resist weathering, so we get to ingest them from the water, inhale them from air, or maybe from the food we eat. In the end, it is a vicious circle that puts the responsibility on us to break it. But to make it easier for us, there are four main burdens that the online and offline retailers should be liable for. Burden number one, all and any items sold online should be mandated to have the Made In designation tag. Burden number two, all the labels and warnings of any and all online items should be electronically posted in the description. Burden number three, all major retailers should have their own labs for testing and vetting the ingredients and the contents used in the manufacturing process and traces thereof. Burden number four, a new rating system should be developed for the toxicity of products and foods with numbers or letters from high to low and be placed next to the title loud and clear so we know when we make the purchase. If the PETG I recently purchased would have had a toxicity of 8 on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, then I would have thought twice before buying the damn thing. And these are just a few quick ideas on how to stay informed on the products sold online. I hope these ideas will be adopted quickly by all retailers, but perhaps the next cataclysmic pandemic may turn my waning hopes into concrete reality. But until then, I bid thee, mon amis, farewell and adieu. On this channel, I speak mostly about 3D printers and their particular specifications, features, or lack thereof. Sometimes I may throw a wrench in the system with a review about my computer setup and or car fixing video. If you think you can stomach this type of format, throw me a like or a subscribe. Thank you.